Today's episode is with a serial entrepreneur whose energy and vision is larger than life. With a career in media that spans from advertising to TV and radio, being the producer and host of the Serbian Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, all the way to establishing a global video production company. With partners like Microsoft, serving clients in Europe, the Middle East, and Asia. His love for content creation has led him to develop innovative technologies in video production with various brands to his name. Always creating, developing, and sharing ideas and concepts, the man whose smile lights up the room, Ivan, welcome to Failures and Beyond.
Thank you, Farid, for this amazing announcement, and I really want to keep it. Please send me so I can put it on LinkedIn. So I can put it on LinkedIn there as a summary.
You know what? I'll print it for you and put it as a plaque. There you go.
There are, being so humble as I am.
Yes, I know.
I wouldn't say so many things, but really the facts are there, And when you say it like that, everybody's thinking about themselves. Oh, I just did that.
And you think I did that? Oh my God!
And this is how imposter syndrome is born.
Yeah.
But from time to time, it's good to tell to yourself, do you know who you are?
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you know what you did? Do you know what achievements did you do in your life? So I think it's from time to time important, and I think that most of the people do not say that to themselves. It's awful when you say to someone else, "Do you know who I am?" No, but when you say to yourself, it's healing.
There's nothing wrong with being, confident and recognizing your achievements. I think there's a fine line between that and then becoming very arrogant with it.
Yeah.
I don't think we're anywhere close to this.
Yeah.
But our humility is fine. Modesty is wonderful. But also don't forget what you've achieved. I honestly think that it's a very brave thing to do, to put it all out there. And it's not easy for some. I think for you, you're very open about your experiences, which is why I love just being in your energy, because it's refreshing, right? You're open, you're authentic, you just speak from the heart.
So you're pushing me to be as transparent as possible.
100%, yes. That is an affirmative, yes. So just go, you be you. That's what I love, right?
Thank you.
And I want to start with one of my favorite questions, why? Why did you start your current businesses that you've got, Podster, Cosfio, Prodi? Why did you start them, and what's the problem that it's solving?
Yeah, Simon Sinek will be proud of you.
Thank you so much. One of my favorite books, Start With Why, yes.
Start with why. And that's the key question. But can I just turn a little bit story to that word? Because you don't have to start something necessarily with the why.
Oh, yeah,
But
yeah.
if you don't get it on the way, that's the problem.
Then it's correct,
So,
yes.
when I came to Dubai 10 years ago, I was like, okay, I just want to relax from the big businesses to employing people and so on. And I just want to express my creativity and my urge to create, to produce, And this is how and obviously being in media today, 31 years. Being in media for 30 years, it was not by chance. It's something that infected my body, and mind. And I said, okay, I'll be in media. But then on the way, so we started with some videos, one by one video, this, that, And then with Mr. Zia, we mentioned.
We love Mr. Zia.
Yeah. So we started video by video by video. And then as the time passes, on that road, you have your signs next to the road, because Ivo Andrić, famous Nobel Prize winner from Serbia for literature, has a book, The Signs Next to the Road.
Mm-hmm.
And your life is that road, and you just pick up signs, and then you direct your road to this or that direction, depending on the signs that you're getting. So I remember that I was out of this world happy when I was on Dubai Links 2015, when the guy from London, I knew his name and from which company, but doesn't matter at the moment. He mentioned the word on stage, digital video, 2015. Imagine 2015, almost eight years ago, so almost 10 years ago. And I was like, yes. That simple thing made this what, maybe not why, but what came to life to me. So I was decided digital video. I was telling everyone, like I was so excited. This is what I want to do. Digital video, digital. What is digital video? Yeah, because the video was produced digitally for
Sure.
ages, but using it on digital platforms. And today, what we are doing is using it for communication, not only for promotional purposes. So that was one sign. The other sign came 2 years later. Gary Vee was in Hong Kong, Rice conference. So we were traveling around Asia, getting inspired, meeting people, developing businesses, whatnot. So we were in Hong Kong on the Rice conference. On stage, Gary Vee says, "Today, every company is a media company." Wow. Even today, it resonates in my head. And not to mention that he mentioned also today, every person is a media person, and then whatever he does, she does. And then every company is a media company, and then whatever they do. It was 2017, and I have to be very honest with you. Even today, which is 6 years later, it's too early for the world to understand that. 6 years later, I was lucky enough to sit down with Gary Vee. And as I said, from this year, from this Canon Lions Festival this year, he knows who I am, even from Dubai. But I was sitting with him and I was listening to him and I was learning, and it's still too early for the world to understand that simple words that he put. But that was enough for me, digital video, and then this today every company is a media company, to go to companies and try to put the storytelling into their DNA, and to understand that they can use not only, in big companies, like even the companies above 10 or 20 people, the communication is a problem. The guys from the editing doesn't necessarily know what's happening in the finance or this and there, and there are some things that they should know anyhow. So this is exactly how Castvio, my flagship business, came to life. And in a nutshell, Castvio is setting up studios not like this, but setting up small studios within the companies and helping them communicate better and giving them whole service needed end to end to produce sometimes very simple videos like job ads or trainings or onboarding, and sometimes complex videos about diversity and I don't know, like what marketing and not tools. So that was the my path, decided by the signs I saw on the road.
It's the number one thing in let's say creation, that you have an idea and a lot of people will say it's a crazy idea, or who are you even serving, like who would be your customer, and you believe in it. That belief you have, it steers you forward. Even the people
Exactly.
will doubt you and be thinking no one's going to come, who's going to buy this, and you just have the belief that there is a market for this. That's where you've allowed your science to take you.
And also, the signs are always with us, even when you start the business.
Yeah.
For example, Podster, Vuk, and I, when we started Podster, the original idea for Podster was we will offer a podcast as a commercial service to the companies. So we will go there, we will film podcasts within the comfort of your office, and we will produce hundreds of pieces of content for that month, and everybody's happy and so on. So we even signed the deals with companies, but it was never happening because companies are too complex and innovation killers, and it's too complex to digest what this kind of communication is. But on the other side, there was a sign when in April 2022, I think, a few guys asked us, "Oh, can we film in your studio?" Because at the time we had our own podcast, and this is how the whole business came to life. And they asked us, "Can we film in your studio?" And we were like, "Yes." "How much do we pay?" This much. Okay.
Light bulb,
And
yeah.
then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a year. Fast forward 1 year, in the same studio, you were there,
Yep.
in the same studio, there was a waiting line of 1 month for the slot in the studio, then we realized, oh, we are losing business, and that this is how this where we are at now came to life. So the sign was, okay, corporates, you signed something, but nothing is happening. But people are asking to film in your studio, and that's the maybe the crucial word in entrepreneurship business is pivot.
Pivot,
You
100%.
know, and then you pivoted, and now really, you know, like.
Here
The
we
guys
are.
cannot manage how many requests and how many recordings we have
It's
here, even in the
fascinating. I
second
mean,
studio.
how you were able to be flexible enough to pivot. That's the beauty of being a small enough company that you don't have to get buy-in from the board and from God knows who, and everyone has to then say yes or no. That even, let's say, one of the biggest changing experiences for a lot of entrepreneurs or business owners was COVID. And I think if you were able to take whatever signs that came to be in your professional career and were able to pivot, you are still around. And the ones who were not, and they were adamant that I'm not going to let this break me, I'm not going to close down, they are either still struggling or they're no longer with us. It's a huge thing to understand, to be able to pivot, be flexible enough to pivot.
Exactly. But everybody knew at that moment, help me remember, 2021, when the, is it?
2020, wasn't it?
2020, yeah. February, March, April,
Yeah.
whole world gone crazy. I was stuck in Singapore for around 100 days, you know, like, because we had a business there. Anyhow, there is when everything started 2020, everything started like this, but the ending of the COVID crisis is still with some tails
Yes.
here. Is it and no, it's still not. What do we go back to the office or not? Anyhow, there should be, and there it is happening, a big pivot in post-COVID, which was much harder to detect. Is it over? Okay, it's over. What do we now? What do we do now?
Yep.
You know, countries, US has a monetary crisis because of the printing all that money during COVID and so on, and the inflation is never higher. Big companies like Google, like Facebook, Adobe, they're all letting go people and so on. So it this post COVID is also challenging as it is not
COVID
as
itself.
abrupt as the COVID was, but still you always have to listen.
Yeah.
And you know, like you know the first three rules of sales. You know, the
Tell me.
listen.
Listen again. Yeah.
You know, that also counts for business. You know, like you always have to listen. Are we on a good track? Yeah. Oh, 2 studios. Oh, okay. Do we need one more? Or it's not. Or you know, like so. Yeah, it's always the science.
And you hit upon another point, because I think being able to listen is a skill in itself.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're so, and it kind of crosses over between a few things where you are built to believe in a concept or believe in your vision, believe in your plan, and then just keep going. Have that determination, have that focus, have that resilience. But there is a caveat, and that should be, please be flexible enough to pivot, to listen if there is a need in the market for you. If your feedback is not great from your existing or potential customers, take that on board. Don't be so blindsided by, I have this and I'm going to just keep going no matter what anyone says. That is not going to help you. And I think you have to be aware enough and wise enough to navigate yourself.
It's always good. It's hard, but it's always good to have an objective opinion from some kind of an advisor, consultant, or even board member or somebody who can objectively look at the things and not being operationally there. Yeah. So it's always good in the company to have the roles like set up like that. So at least one person, if not few of them, can objectively look at it. Oh, this is good. This is not good. Let's do this. Let's do that. So yeah, it helps. I have to be very honest. You know, like with those several ventures that I have now, I'm not sure what is the end game to it. You know, everybody.
But there's a beauty in that. Not to have the whole thing figured out.
Exactly.
That's where you allow the science to show up and you allow yourself to go with the flow.
But just recently, I started enjoying it.
Yeah.
For me, 2 years ago, it was like, no, it has to be something. I don't know. This,
we've all been there. My goodness.
So I think really, you know, at the end of all ends, like everybody would like to finish all the business endeavors until I don't know 40 and then
And then just
relax, you know,
retire and
whatever.
enjoy their life. Yeah.
That's not happening, you know. Like in the most cases, that's not happening, you know. Like even if you do it, then you think, if I did until 40, oh, can I do it again until 50, whatever? So basically, two-thirds of your life, you are,
Yeah.
yeah, if not more, you're creating something, you know. Why don't you enjoy the process of
Yes.
doing it? I have to be very honest. When I enter Podster Studios, I really feel, no matter, I have to be very honest, Vuk pulled much more than me for all of this to happen. But being proud, you know, is not enough to say. When I enter here and I see everything is like a hive, everything is so
Yeah.
busy and so on, and today I'm feeling fine because I entered here, I met you, and I don't have to know my end game and whatnot,
I
you
think
know.
where's the fun if you know like how
Yeah,
it's going to end?
yeah,
You like
and nobody knows,
yeah, you
obviously.
don't know, but the planning. I think there is a flaw in this concept of planning and having goals and being. Okay, let me rephrase that. Having goals is great
Yeah,
if you need to have something to strive for, but being stuck on that goal, it's going to not help the process or for you to help to enjoy the process because you're so focused on I need to get there, I need to be there, I need to, and then if things do go
and they do.
wrong, and they do, you need to be able to pivot. Like this is one of the most beautiful words that
Yeah.
you have to just understand it, embody it, submerge yourself into it. Because trying to say I'm gonna keep going and that's where I'm gonna, you might actually miss so much else that could be for you because you're stuck on one thing. And if you never achieve that, it doesn't mean you failed. It just
Yeah.
means maybe you need to open your eyes and look around
Yeah.
and see something else. Testchill.ae are the fastest growing UAE domain and hosting provider. Exclusive only to FabDXP subscribers, benefit from 50% discount on their online services by using the promo code FabDXP. Just visit testchill.ae and you can elevate your online presence.